Hi there.
All right. Huh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I could hear Sharifa. I heard you for a little bit. I don't know what happened. I think I got kicked out.
yeah, we got rug pulled.
Right. That sounds like other people, other crypto projects out there.
Of course, it's typical. It's typical. That means we're doing something right.
Right. Right. I was like, what is going on? All right.
Yeah,
I think Elon Musk probably don't like us having these meetings, and that's what I'm going to stick with. All
you
right.
right.
So, as I was saying, the Alkebuleum blockchain community, we try to focus more on how do we use blockchain technology to solve some of the issues on the continent. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you probably already know about the project, and a lot of you have read about the project. I've seen us on social media, and we really, really appreciate you for all of your work and your um, some of your enthusiasm you have for the project, and some of you have actually read extensively about the project, and that means something because this is a project that we are all trying to see come to fruition. All right, so with that being said, you're welcome. Thank you so much, and hopefully, if this is your first time, this is not your last time. We encourage you to come back and learn a lot about the project and figure out how you can actually even build your own business on Alkebuleum. Because we're getting to that point now where things are going to get really, 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 really nice and active. My name is Bien. I have been with this project for over 3 years now, and uh, and I haven't given up. And I'll tell you this, I won't give up because you know what, I I think I know a little bit more about what the project is doing, and I can see where this project is going because I'll tell you this, guys, I would not waste my time behind a project that's technically not going anywhere. So this is a real project that's trying to solve some real problems. All right. I just want to probably take a quick round count of some of the team members we have. I see Ernesto. Are you there? Yeah, Ernesto is off and on. uh, just Shurifa, are you there? Just a quick introduction.
Yeah, I'm here, being. Thanks so much. Just a heads up, Ernesto, he needs to be added as a co-host because currently he's just added as a listener.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Okay, yeah,
y-
he's on now.
Yeah,
nice. Can hear you now.
I'm just a listener today.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're doing a just quick introduction of just some of the team members that we probably have here. I will go first. My name is Bien. As I mentioned, I am pretty much one of the associate team member of Alkebuleum. I try to focus more on just the people side of the project, just making sure we're getting the right people on board, and we're doing what we can to make sure the project gets to where it should be. This is a really, really difficult thing to pull out. I mean, because obviously it's a tech project and it requires a whole lot of different things. But the good thing about it is, at least I don't get to do all the tech part because I'm not really tech savvy. you know, I think I'm more people oriented. So I'm glad to be working with the team, working with the community, putting together Akabulia ambassador, people that can represent the project in different regions. So I'm the guy you want to talk to if you if you think about being a part of this project in any way, shape, or form, and contributing in any way. So uh, I go with Sharifa, Ernesto, and I think we have Brother Putu here
Yeah.
too.
I can hop in. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm super grateful to be here on this Twitter space. We haven't been here in a minute, so it's exciting. But my name is Sharufa Rashid Walker. Currently, I'm serving as the Global Ecosystem and Cultural Strategy Officer for Alkebuleum. And more importantly, I am a builder of the ecosystem. And so, just like Bien said, in terms of him being around since kind of like the genesis of the project, that's been my story as well. And I have full belief in our capabilities. And so, really, the role that I'm kind of positioned at is to be able to serve as a senior strategic advisor and contributor, and really being responsible for shaping the global ecosystem of Ocubilium. Because, the goal is that we will be the number one blockchain for the continent. I'm going to just claim it right now. And that's what's happening. So, being able to really craft the cultural narrative, partnerships, and any type of pipeline that will solidify our external credibility. That's really where my work centers as. I think a few people on the call may know me for my project, Welcome Home, which is being built on Ocubilium. So that is a fractional realty platform that empowers us to be able to own real world assets on the continent. And we're specifically starting with land. So I'm excited about the call today. Definitely, like, I welcome everyone to be able to add me, join, all of the good stuff. Like, let's reach out and make sure we ping each other beyond just like this meeting to, really build our community out. So thank you.
Appreciate that, Surifa and Ernesto.
Yeah, thanks,
Just so
Bien.
welcome remarks.
Yes. So, Ernesto here. I'm one of those very early contributor to Alkebuleum, one of the co-founders of the project. We started since 2022, and since then, the belief that we have in this project is beyond the technology itself. We're looking at the solution that this technology can bring to um, our community globally. So that's the reason why we have this passion that we have carried since 2022 to continue this work until we can get to until we can achieve that goal that we have set to achieve. So I'm with the tech team. I do a lot of technical designs and also uh, development. And I'm everywhere pretty much. I work with most of the team out here, um, social media everywhere you see me there. And I really I really do believe that the community is supportive, and I really appreciate that people actually see what we're doing as something that can actually make a change. And everybody that is here is evidence of that. And that's why keep us going. We keep going because we see that you guys believe in us. So I will stop there for now.
Thank you, Brother Ernesto. I think Brother Putu is on. Brother Putu, you can you speak? So Brother Putu is one of our very original founder too. He's been with the project before I show up. So definitely, Brother Putu, if you're there, can basically introduce yourself and just welcome. Uh,
I just Yeah, I can hear
yes,
you.
sir.
online here. It's a pleasure to be on. Brother Putu here, been a part of this project since the early days, 2022, 23. And what struck my attention was just the idea that um, our, this technology was being promoted and being brought forth by, people who are not always, the first ones to take advantage of the technology and the innovations. We talk about the continent of Africa and the diaspora. It's very important that we're involved in what's going on. The world is moving very fast, and with blockchain being one of the major technologies that is moving the world forward, it's important that we're a part of that transformation And so what I do is I do a lot of things behind the scenes in terms of just making connections and getting, a lot of the great minds together, letting them know about this project. I'm not always, in every meeting, but there's a lot that I do to help contribute to the project. And I'm just happy to be here with everybody here who is already contributing or who is looking to contribute. So that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Beraputu. Beraputu was the first one that reached out to me, and he's actually responsible for most of the growth of the project in terms of getting people on. Beraputu is he was out here in Minnesota. I'm in Minnesota. The good thing about Kabulium is we have folks pretty much everywhere in the U.S., back home, on the continent. In Central America and other places. That's amazing. Betaputu came out here in Minnesota. I think when we didn't have all these tension we have going on right now. We hosted an Akabulian event. It was a meetup event, and Betaputu was here, and he kind of hopped up the area, and it was amazing. So we had a few folks from the call yeah that was at the event. So it's really nice to nice and appreciative too to Betaputu for bringing me on board on this project and for me to be able to contribute. All right, so thank you. I think so far that's the team. We also have some of our ambassadors, the project ambassadors, some of them on the call here, and I just want to appreciate you guys. I think that we have Temais out here too, and we also have I think Amos is out here as well. Amos is he's not just an Akabulian ambassador, but he's also someone who is building on the project as well. Even me, looking forward to building as well on the project. That's the most important part. All right. So um, one of the main reasons we have these calls sometimes is to keep the momentum going in the community and also to provide some sort of updates as to what's been going on in terms of the technology part. And if you haven't yet, for some of you, before we get into the tech update, for some of you who haven't followed us on Twitter, please do. I'll tell you this, guys. I've said this before so many times, right? Is you can build the best technology in the world, but if you can't get your people, if you can't get the people to recognize what you're doing, it's really difficult, right? And sometimes how the recognition actually shows is the amount of your people that actually interact with your social media. Social media right now, I know some of us don't like it, but sometimes it really says a lot about a project, right? So if you're a part of Alkebuleum, you are part of the team, or you're if you're an ambassador also for the project, or you're part of the community as well, please follow us. It really, really helps because we're getting to that point where those numbers on social media is going to mean something, right? We're thinking about having a lot of liquidity coming towards the project when we put Aki out and we get our exchange all set up. A lot of folks who probably haven't heard about Akabulium, they will probably go to YouTube, start listening to our videos, or some of them might go to our Twitter page and start to see some of the interactions we are having. And that's why we move this community call to Twitter, so we can have some sort of interactive uh, thing going on. Yeah. So, but if you haven't yet, please go to Akabulium on Twitter and just follow, and we appreciate that. All right, and then also too another update for our um, education for some of the folks that want to know about Akabulium. You can go to our YouTube channel. It's just type in Alkebuleum blockchain, and we have a lot of videos there that you can learn a lot about the project itself. If you go to alkebuleum.org, you have access to our website, and that's pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the project. But nowadays, sometimes me, I don't like to read a whole lot because it takes a little bit more time. But I like to watch videos, so we have that on YouTube, right? And some of the products too we have already released. We have tutorials on YouTube for how to use some of that. So with that being said, I think I will probably have Ernesto just talk a little bit about what we've been doing over the past month or two in terms of the technology, where we were and where how far we are now. Um, and most people are looking forward to. I have a lot of people reach out to me like, "Hey, man, this. When are we going to be able to buy Aki? I want to get it cheap. I want to be able to, put it in my account, my Mvote account or my wallet, and just lock it up and wait. Or I want to be able to build my business on Alkebuleum blockchain, and I need Aki. I mean, when are we going to get this? There's been a lot of questions, so Ernesto, I'll have you talk a little bit about, what's been going on the tech side of things and how far we are and what we should be looking forward to in the next month or so.
Yeah, thanks, Bien. Um, like you rightly say, we are going towards the point where we're supposed to have IKEY on the exchanges for people to be able to access it. That's one of the major requests we have gotten from the community so far. But like we say in our recent videos, there are a couple of things that we have to make sure is in place before IKEY can be available on the market. And one of those things is, you know, 2025 we were able to get our blockchain running and stable for a long period of time. And as of today, if you even go on the blockchain explorer, you can see that the blocks are being created every few seconds. That tells you that Alkebuleum is live and is producing block and is running without any interruption or any kind of a outage. That is amazing, and we have achieved that one. So that's great for the Alkebuleum team. The second requirement that we set up for this token to come out is we wanted to have a vault, or I would say a wallet for the ecosystem. So like every blockchain, they usually have their wallet. Like Ethereum, you have your MetaMask, and other blockchain have their core wallet. So we wanted to have a core wallet for the ecosystem. You know, if we do have that wallet, then people can now be able to like buy their iKey and keep their assets in that wallet. But then the wallet we chose to create was something that was unique to our objectives. We want to create an ecosystem where people can be able to protect their identities, because we know that people have been using third party been using our identities to sell and use for many other purposes that we don't approve, and we don't want to get in a new era of technology and we still be vulnerable to kind of things. So Alkebuleum tried to create their identity vault in a way where you can keep your privacy to yourself. Your data is private, your information is private, and we created with this new technology called zero knowledge proof, where you can still be able to interact. You know, we still be able to know that you are a compliant person without you revealing every detail by yourself. So that board that we created, that whole wallet, is very very unique and is very very important for the ecosystem. So with that being said, this wallet is called Amvault. Is AMVAULT.net. You can actually access it from there, and then it will pretty much store within your phone. It will create the vault within your phone, or if you're using your laptop, it will create a vault within your laptop, and that stays within your device. It's not on another server, on a remote server. It's within your device, and every data that is there is on your device itself. Just there are a couple of tips that you have to follow, and we'll be putting out videos very soon to help you manage your keys, because it's very important. We understand that our community don't have, are not too crypto savvy. They're pretty much still learning about this technology. So we try to make things as easy as possible, where we can have people learning about their keys, how to protect their keys, and how important the keys is, especially your C phrase. Whenever you create your wallet, you have this phrase that you receive, and many people don't really know how important that phrase is. But think about that phrase as your master key. That's the key that can open the door whenever your spare key is missing. So your spare key will be that your probably your password to enter your vault. But then the master key is something that can enter the vault if you lost your spare key or your main key. So it's very important. And with that too, you already know that if anybody else have access to that master key, they have access to your entire asset. So this knowledge is important. This education is important for the community to know so that they can be able to protect themselves because we want this to be a self custody system. We want people to have ownership of what they own, not somebody else. So we want to educate them to know how to have ownership in the right way. So slowly, we're not just going to rush them into it. Slowly, we'll train the community to understand these concepts and to help them navigate these systems. So um, with that being said, that's the second thing that we needed for the community to be positioned at before we can release Ike. So these two things is true right now. The board is out and the network is running. So the next step is to release the Ike coin. And what we decided to do was we just didn't want to just release it on a third party um, exchange. So we decided that we want to create our own decentralized exchange first as the first platform on which our IQ will be released on first. So the exchange have already been worked on. We have developers working day and night to make sure that exchange is up and running. And the good news is, we have tested it. We realized that exchange is good. It's going to be called Jollof Swap. Jollof Swap, that will be the name of the exchange. It's going to be the exchange where we have all our African and diaspora tokens. All our real world asset will be on that exchange, and we can swap it, and interact with on that exchange. And this exchange will be decentralized, meaning that we all can have stake in the exchange, so that whenever activity is going on, the fees that we pay, it goes to the community, not to an individual or to an entity. And that concept, it creates ownership for everybody who involved in the activity. So you interact on the exchange not to make a specific person rich, but also you interacting and you also benefit from the entire system that is working. So that's one of the things that we making sure that exchange have. And one of the features too that we should have is people should be able to easily create their tokens. You know, not everybody is tech savvy. Some people don't even know how to create a smart contract, but that person wants to tokenize something. The person wants to create a token, but they don't know how to create a smart contract or even have that tech background. But we want to make it easy for our community to create tokens. So a feature in our exchange will make you be able to create a token, a basic token structure that you can be able to create and immediately trade on our exchange. So that's one of the things that will come up. But the minimum product that will come up in March, that'll be March 9. That's the date that we're looking at as the date that exchange will be open for us to go and buy iKey, and also for us to be able to create our own tokens and trade it there too, so that we can have economic activities going on, and we're going to grow from that point on. We really believe that if that is done and we have that economic activity going on, now we have a really, really good platform where we can now build other economic systems on this network. But that's our core goal that we push into. So March 9 is the date that we have set for a public to be able to access the exchange and be able to get some iKey and other kinds of tokens that they want to get on that exchange. So I will stop there. If any question, I can answer it relating to that.
Wow. Man, that's amazing. So March 9, it's technically almost like Akabulia's birthday when you think about it, because it's actually the most significant day for the project. So I can wait. Guys, I've seen some of the activities of the project behind the scenes, and I have used some of the tools in the back end. And I tell you this is amazing. I can't wait to use some of the technology and to be able to for all of us to build that community. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about and share a little bit is, you know, one of Alkebuleum is so fascinating in a sense. Even the project and the team itself is what makes it so unique is even me, Ernesto, some of some of our team member that spoke, we have no advantage over this project than anybody who's part of this group. We all have equal advantage, and uh, and that's also going to be determined by how much work a person contributes. So if you're part of the community, first of all, if you're at this call, you're in the right place. You're acquiring information. You're trying to figure out how to fix yourself in the project. This is a whole economic system we're building that anyone who becomes part of it and contribute in some ways, there's economic incentivizing processes that you know they can earn something from their involvement in the project. And for me, that's why I'm here because I, I mean, I like Alkebuleum, but I also kind of like money. I like I like investment. I just don't want to be in this regular everyday life in America, just working and paying taxes. Even though I don't mind paying taxes, but this is what the project is about, guys. So if today is your first time just chipping in, and you've probably just heard about this project, somebody told you to pop in at the meeting. Hey, you are in the right place. This is probably one of the best places you can be right now on a Sunday. You know, and I'll tell you this, I want you to be a part of it. One of the updates we have coming up next meeting next month, we will be introducing Akabulian's ambassadors, like the people that will represent the project in different areas. And these are people that will be subject matter experts when it comes down to the community, making sure that, they're building a community in their regions, and we're expanding out of that and spreading the words and getting more people to be involved with this project and use the blockchain itself. Akabulium is a utility blockchain, right? We're doing something. We're not meme coin. We're not trying to sell. This is not a get rich quick scheme or scam or anything. Okay? Nobody part of this project has any sort of involvement in any kind of scam activities, because that's the worst thing we can do. As people who are considered, people from that have some sort of connection to the continent, and we owe that. We owe that honesty. We owe that good work ethics. We owe that transparency. We owe it to our people, and we owe it to our work, and that's what keeps me a part of this project. Nobody's giving me, hey, Bien, because you've been on the project for a long time. There you go. There's just 1 million Aki for you, And then when Aki Bullion launch and our Jollof Swipe is operating, then Bien go and sell all of that. Bien sells his coin and take all his money. No, we're not doing that. I'm not earning anything that I'm not entitled to you know, and nobody's giving me anything free, not even for Ernesto, who does so much work on the tech side of things. So we all part of this project because we have passion. We want to see some sort of transformation in how things operate on the continent, and all of us have some sort of connection to the continent. We want things to improve. We want systems to improve so that the people's life can be transformed. Um, and Akabulium kind of realizes that, hey, we can't do that by just um, asking the government officials and the leaders and say, please, would you guys do the right thing, please? Can you just make sure the African continent is doing well? They're not going to listen to that. We have to institute and develop systems that makes it difficult to have things like corruption, and the money and the resources of the country can be used for the people of that country. And we as members of the community, we can all benefit from developing such a system based on the amount of work we put in, our proof of work. It's amazing. Now, I want to have this time for people to ask questions to Ernesto about the tech. I know he just talked for probably 5 minutes or more. If you have any questions about the technology and what we are and what Ernesto talked about, and you want him to answer some questions, this is the time. Okay. I don't see no hands up. No. yeah, the tech part always kind of, it's kind of hard to digest some of those techie part. But Jollof Swipe, that's a really good name. Nesto, how did we come up with that name, Jollof Swipe? I know there's been a whole lot of conversation about jollof rice and all kinds of which one is better. Where did the name come from? Is it from there?
It's from our community. There are certain things our community have in common, and it's like certain things just come up, and people just keep using this term, or I would say they're around that term. So we have something that just it just pop up like that, like jollof rice. We have fufu and other things in Africa, but jollof rice became for some reason become the team for the diaspora in a way that people have that conversation at in any gathering together. So we thought it would be really familiar to have something that is already familiar with the community itself. So like how other projects have pancake swap, they have other kind of swap going on. So with okay, since they're using food, we can also use the name of food, but our food that is familiar within the diaspora conversation.
It's
That's
jollof.
how the name here was came about. I'm trying to make everybody speakers. For some reason, I think maybe some people may want to speak, but they don't have the speaking. If you can, if you're trying to speak but you don't have access, you can just drop a message and then we can make you a speaker, or you can
I
just request
just
it.
I brought them up to the front, Ernesto.
Okay, okay, yeah, yes, okay, because
All
that's
good. They
okay,
should be good now.
okay.
Nice, nice. Yes, that's really good. Jollof Swipe. That's a really good name. I've seen Pancake Swipe as one of the exchange out there. But now to tell you this, that Alkebuleum is so we're so cognizant of the community, how we're perceived by the community, and we're cognizant about our approach in terms of what we're developing and how it's going to work, and the trust that the community can have in us. Akabulium is working on a the Jollof Swipe is a decentralized um, exchange. Decentralized exchange means that your private key is actually not stored by by the exchange. It's not stored by a third party. Um, you will have access to your own private key, and your private key is what gives you access to moving your funds around. If you have Aki coin, you want to move it around. You have access to that private key that moves that coin. In crypto, we said, not your key, not your money. If somebody controls your key, it's almost like your bank account. If somebody controls the password for your bank account and your logged in information, and they have your card, obviously, I mean, it's technically not your. It might be your account, but it's not your money. But Akabulium is like, no, we don't want to be. We don't. We're not creating a centralized exchange system where we're in control of people's money. We want people to be in control, the user to be in control of their own money, and to have that much power. That's the revolution of crypto. It's debanking the bank. We're making the individual the the bank of their own money. So shout out to Jollof Swipe, and we're looking forward to that. I can't wait. I will probably be one of the first people to trade to trade out there, and just testing out all the functionality. All right. Another thing to
One just
want to
real
talk.
quick, BN, because there are
Yeah.
two people who had questions. So just to be able to allot time, for them, I think it's
Yes.
Driver HR and Jonathan T. They're ready to
Yes.
speak now.
Okay. Driver HR. You want to start?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, gentlemen, and hi to the group. I am in San Diego, California. I am a developer, but I have some questions with regards to the consensus protocol. And forgive me, I haven't read the entire white paper, but can you kind of just go through what the consensus protocol is? Is it proof of stake? Is it proof of work? Can you kind of give me an idea of what that looks like? Because I'm trying to develop, um, do a couple of dApps on top of this particular protocol. I just was just curious how it might work and how I might fit in.
And so you want to touch base on that a little bit, or you want me to?
You can go ahead, Ian. Anything I can add.
Right. Yeah, I know with the proof of stake, well, the proof of the consensus algorithm with Alkebuleum is, yeah, I think it kind of adjusts based on um, the version of it. Obviously, we're in V1 right now,
Okay.
and we obviously in V1 because we don't have these full decentralization, and we're still obviously getting more nodes to get on Alkebuleum. It's going to be a little bit more semi, you know, more like more. It's going to be more, I would say, permission.
Okay.
Um, and as we obviously as we go on, we get more, more validators to be on, and the network increases a little bit more, and
Right.
ultimately we transition to proof of stake. But the ultimate in version 3 uh, will be proof of work, but it's
Nice.
going to be driven by AI. You know,
Yeah. No. No. Good.
so
I'm loving it. I'm gonna
yeah.
stay tuned. I'm completely tuned in. And no, that's you guys keep up the good work. I mean, it's spectacular what you're doing. I'm extremely enthusiastic about it.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things where, you start these projects, and I mean it's really difficult to get full decentralization from the start.
Right.
you know?
Right. Hey,
So
yeah,
yeah.
it's baby steps. It's
Yeah,
baby
you take
steps.
baby steps, and then as the network effect grows and it gets bigger and bigger, and you're getting more nodes, and the locations of these nodes at decentralized area like all over the world,
Right.
then you're acquiring decentralization better and better. And that's, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to to say that what you just explained, being and I like the conversation because it tells that we are Archibulium. We trying to be very transparent. Versus most project will sell something that they don't really doing. Like they will come up first and then they will come and lie about their systems that they have in place. But it's very important to be as fair as possible and very transparent,
Right.
regardless of the stage you are with the people who you bring in your community, because um, people will understand the stage you are, and they will work with that till you get to the next stage. So long you show them the roadmap of how you guys going. And for Aki Bullion, like being ready said, we are at the phase where we have to have a permission network, meaning that we have to make sure the network is secure. And so we
Right.
put that permission in place for that security. Now, as we growing, we have some economic activities going on. We have some real liquidity coming in. Then you see that we can have more developers and more people coming in validators. Then we talk about we having better way to secure our network as we open it up more and more, right?
Right.
So as they getting to be,
Yeah.
we also have more resource to handle that openness. Because if you go ahead and open your network too early with less resource, then you get vulnerable to the outside world to attack it, right? So we being
Right.
strategic in our approach to like slowly get to full decentralization, uh, but in a very strategic way, but also be very transparent with the community. Do not sell anything that is not what you're doing. The people will understand exactly where you are and they will know what you're doing. That's
Right.
what I want to add.
and, and
Right.
with and with decentralization too, usually for me, I think about it in so many different ways. It's decentralization of like the token. That's one thing where the tokenomics of the project is decentralized in such a way that not one team member or two team member or one of our Kabuto ambassador that has like let's say 10% of the entire token supply.
Right.
you know Decentralization is, it kind of goes along with adoption too, where you have, as the network effect grows and gets bigger, you get a lot of people become part of it, then the distribution of the token gets bigger, so one person doesn't have a huge amount of it, that they can actually maybe do a rug pull or maybe sell a whole lot of token and then bring the price down. We don't want that. And that's
Right.
why with even when you take a look at Alkebuleum's tokenomics, the way it's kind of set up is, even with the entire team, all of us working to get everything done, but that that ratio, the percentage of ownership, the percentage of how much the team member will get compared to the total maximum supply of AkiCoin is still not 2%. 2%. That's the think about it. I've seen a lot of projects where the members and the team members have all the token. They have 20%, 30%, and I mean, obviously, like 5, 6, 7 years from now, that's such a huge amount that one person can actually tank the market if they want to. We're not doing that, and that's why we're very, very technical in terms of how the token gets out there and who gets what. Technically, we get, it's almost like the team is getting paid minimum wage. you know, minimum wage, and I like that. I like that. I like that to a certain extent. And all of our team members, I tell you this, our team members, our ambassadors, you know, they all they have a lot of compassion and obviously for not just the project but for the mission of the project. What we seek to do is bigger than just us. All right, let's go to the next person who had questions. That's who was it
Oh,
that
that
had
was
it?
me.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. So I am in the process of, well, I've already set up my AM vault. Just had a quick question regarding the identity verification, because my there's still something under my identity number that says unverified. So I went through the process of putting all of the verification requirements, and there's a little bar under that, and the bar is probably about 25%. But I don't know what else to do to be fully verified. So is this something that you guys are still working on? Are there steps, additional steps that I need to take to fully verify my account? Because I too am looking forward to Aki Coin and being able to participate in that. And I want to make sure that there's no hindrance when it comes to like the purchasing the coin.
Awesome, good question. Ernesto, going to answer that question.
Yes, that was a really good question, though. Um, so you're right. Right now, the M vote is pretty much just is not really doing the verification aspect now. It's trying to be as much not a centralized entity system. It's like more your self custody system. So that will be later on the whole verification aspect of blogging because it will need a verification API and all the steps, all the process, right? So we're not verifying the identities at this moment. We just pretty much having the avoid creating your identity online and give you the AIN number, and you can also have your asset and use the wallet system that's in there right now. And then later on, before maybe before the what you call the Jollof swap is live, the aspect of verification will come in play because that verification aspect is very important. But we're trying to make sure we have the right partnership with the right verification systems to be able to do a good verification for this process. But that was a very good question. Thank you for asking. At least other people have an idea about that verification, and it wouldn't stop you from getting IQ on the exchange because the way we have designed it is in a way where around that time we will have some sort of a verification entity. We already have conversation with some of them right now, the APIs, and by that time we hope for that we'll have that coming in play around the same time that Jealousy will be up and running.
Absolutely. And then too with the verification, I understand too that, at some point once we start to get institutions on board and Let's say you have your Envote account and you have your, which is your identity, and you want to interact with maybe some sort of governmental agency or so. That there might be a need for verification to know that, hey, this person is actually this person. So, and that's if I'm right on that.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's true. It will be very useful for a lot of things in the ecosystem. You know,
Right.
if you
Right.
verify once, you don't have to
Right.
verify again with any other application you use in the ecosystem. So, and that
Right.
gives you some level of trust within the ecosystem. You can do certain things. You can, you can do
Right.
certain things beyond certain limits. But if you're not verified, then you can do certain things that you have certain limits on which you can go beyond.
Right.
But then this verification system too is also open for anybody within this group or within the community that if you have a verification company you already set up and you do verification of identities, you can always plug in that within Alkebuleum. You can create your project on Alkebuleum and be that anchor within there. So that is also welcome because you can plug it in. It's not just one entity can provide that we seeking, even though we're going to have a control mechanism or like a standard on which any entity that's providing it will have to follow that standard. But anybody can create an entity that is specifically doing that. That would be very important. Like for example, if you from Nigeria and somebody from Nigeria want to sign up, right? And you are the one that verifying identities in Nigeria, then you can plug in your company with on a blockchain, and you become that verification anchor for Nigeria. Whenever there's a Nigerian person that want to verify Nigerian identity, it goes through your API, they verify, they pay the fees, and that's good. So this will create opportunities for everybody to like plug in from different part of the world and become a verifier. That's another opportunity on the network too. Um, but for now, the very first one I'll come will be the US. Because we have more users in the US currently, so we will have a verification in the US that will come up first before we have other countries coming up. But we need the community to come and create organizations on the chain that will provide those services, and they can charge the fees that they want to charge for that.
That is amazing. Thank you, Ernesto. I think we're still missing a few people who haven't really followed the Akabulium page yet. So if you're still on, it's pretty easy. It takes like 1 second. Just go to Akabulium blockchain on X and just follow us. And it really keeps you informed too. If we're having these calls, gives you some sort of updates as to what the project where the project is going. I am so 100% confident in this project and what we're doing here. And I think this is going to be something that kind of lives uh, when we are all gone from this planet. We're building something here, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of patience. It's been a lot of time waiting, and some of us we are still here. Sometimes we have these calls, and maybe one or two people show up. Hey, but we are still here. We are working. We are determined to work on this project, even um, if just one person here, you know. And that's why we get so excited when we see a lot of people show up because the support means we're doing the right thing, and it kind of reaffirms that we have to keep doing the right thing and keep building and trying to make the change and the transformation that we want to see on the continent. So we open it again for questions. Anybody have any other questions? I think we're missing out anyone. No.
I think
Um,
Amos,
Amos.
saying you have.
Yeah, I got a question. My question is, I know we talk about the distribution of like the different percentage. But like, is there mechanisms and for like a bad bag or any sort of stuff like that?
Like, what
Like
do you mean your
token
bad
bad
back?
bag.
Oh, talking bad back to reduce the circulating supply.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
That's pretty good. Like we have, the way Akabudium is set up with transactions. After a transaction is goes through, what happens is um, there's a there's a there's a certain amount that goes into the transaction fees, and then there's something called like the base fee, and that gets burned out. So it creates a form of deflationary um, it creates a form of deflation for the token, which is good because deflation means obviously we're starting with Alkebuleum is starting with 1 billion token, which is not a whole lot compared to, I've seen other projects that have like 10 billion, 50 billion, some of those meme coins. But there's burnout, which creates deflation and makes the coin more valuable and scarce, which ultimately bring value to the coin and uh, make it go up in price. But that's from the transaction side of it, where there's obviously there's the gas fees, and then there's a certain percentage of that is burned out and just completely disappear.
Yeah, and also to add to that, the percentage of as that burning is happening for the transaction, we also have validators creating new IKEs also. So that whole economic system is kind of balanced in a way where you have burning happening, you have creation happening. The balance between the creation and the burning is done in a way where it would create some level of stability, and also to protect the value talking to. Then that is totally automated because it's within the protocol of the blockchain itself. But the other aspect of control, we have about, I think, 35% of the entire token. All these tokens is not available on the market or available for uh, what you might call it, moving around at a point in time. Most of the tokens are locked. Are locked. For example, the 35% is locked for the community. The community now, when they start to contribute, all the ambassadors and all their community contributors, they are kind of mining that token. I would say, like, getting it out of the lock and into the ecosystem, so that flow of token within the ecosystem will also be controlled in a way where whenever there's a need to have more flow in, then the DAO will actually get that going. And whenever there's a need to control the flow, then they will have the mechanism in order to control the flow. So we have the protocol level of that economic system, and we also have the DAO level where we also can control the flow of IKE on the market. And some of the IKEs are locked, and some can be come on the market whenever we think it's necessary based on the decentralized governance that we have. And VM, I'm not sure if everybody aware of, we have a decentralized governance on this platform. We don't
Right.
make
Yep.
decisions.
Yes, we have something called ugov.cc. If you go to ugov.cc, that's the Alkebuleum governance model, and pretty much that whole system will be controlled by, yeah, obviously the community, and this consensus process of voting, where based on if you're a reputable member of the ecosystem, which is the Alkebuleum ecosystem, you get this thing called like reputation tokens, and reputation tokens allow you to vote on critical decisions that has to do with the project, and also helps you vote on how funds is to be allocated. So if you go to ugov.cc, you will see a whole system created. It's a whole governance model. This is not something that we as the team is going to be controlling. I have absolutely no control on how things flow on this project, how cash flow. Even the developer, the folks that develop the project, will have at some point have absolutely no control. It's going to be controlled by the community and the community only. So, and that's one of the beauty of the project, that it is not centralized. No central control. It's actually decentralized. The consensus of the community determines what happens. All right, guys, we pretty much up. We have four. Well, we have about an hour right now. We probably have maybe the next 5 minutes just to answer questions, and then we want to keep these meetings probably very short, straight to the point, and it's just pretty much updates. So, any more questions? Right, right. As I mentioned, I can't wait for next month meeting. Next month we'll be introducing our ambassadors in our community. We've been in really good communication with them, and we're gonna grow the ambassador community more. And ambassadors are gonna be people in different regions. And I myself, I'm an ambassador of Alkebuleum, so I'm in the Minnesota area, so ambassadors are going to be folks that are going to help the community grow bigger, stronger, and will provide the education that's needed. Another announcement is Alkebuleum actually sponsor this the Liberian Engineering. Uh, it's Engineering Society of Liberia is going on this February. Alkebuleum is was able to sponsor 6 students in Liberia from the Uniting Distant Stars to be attending the event. And that's some of the things we do. Is the foundation, the Alkebuleum Foundation, sponsors that, and some of those students are from the electrical program. I think we have like 3 females and then three young males. They will be attending the engineering event, and some of them are in plumbing and electrical and computer, and they will go to. We pretty much just pay for their fees to go there and transportation to get there. Hopefully, that will make a whole lot of difference. At the lunch in April of last year, Akabullion sponsored 10 young students from Uniting Distant Stars to attend the event. We provided transportation for them to go to the event, and they learned so much. All of them were able to earn a certificate for. Um, and I think we had a ratio of 5 females to 4 males, and then they were accompanied by one of their instructor. So those are the things we do, and those are some of the things the foundation is. Boolean Foundation is trying to do. We're not just trying to build a product, but we're trying to build human product. We want the young generation to be competent people to be able to uh, build more systems that will liberate uh, our people and the community. So those were just some announcements I have. Now, any other questions? If not, Shrufa, anything else you want to say before we close?
No, no other questions from my side. I think that, this has been a very impactful call. I hope that all of the new faces that have been on the space, you're inspired, you're excited, and you are looking forward to all of these great, amazing updates that Ernesto and Bien gave. And yeah, you're looking forward to figuring out how to build, how to swap, how to earn, and how to be able to truly harness the power of what this technology can do for our future.
Absolutely,
Yeah, so
absolutely,
thank you, everyone.
absolutely. Brother Ernesto, any last minute words?
Not much, but just to say thanks to everybody for coming for this call. We will have another one again next month. This the first Sunday of every month. We'll try to have this call just to give you update about what's going on, and so that you can ask any question you have. And we can always interact. If you have interest in being part of the project, please just reach out to us. Is we try to make it as open as possible so anybody can be part of the project and like work. If you want to do work on a project, day-to-day work, weekly work, whatever you want to do, you can reach out and then you can be part of this, and we all can make it work together. In a way, you can reach out to BN or anybody on the project, and you can start to contribute on the project actually. So I would say thank you again, and see you guys next month, March 1st,
Amazing,
2026.
amazing. Yes, this is Brother Putu. You want to have any last words for Black Bullions for this community? All right, the Putu is probably busy. But yes, like I said, next meeting, looking forward to you guys will be looking forward to meeting our ambassadors and people that will represent the company, uh, company, the project, right? It looks more like a company, right? Because all of the hard work that's going into it. Yes, our ambassadors will be here to introduce himself, and you guys will learn a lot more about them. And yeah, we're working on just getting more uh, community members to be able to do something with the project. We will be getting more ambassadors to join, and we're putting a lot of things in place to make that onboarding process go very smoothly. and works out pretty well. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. We know you didn't take this Sunday just to come and listen to just folks talking, but we invite you to be here again next month, and we want you to be a part of this community. We want you to build, most especially, build on Alkebuleum, build your businesses. It's like building on the internet when the internet just started. So, uh, that being said, have a nice Sunday, and we see you next month. But we
Thank
stay in touch.
you.
Stay in touch. All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.